What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. And we got some daily dirt here for you guys. We got a lot of different things going on here with some politicians and some crazy stuff here. You want to dig into some dirt here right now? All right, here we go. Both Democrats and Republicans. I know you can't make this stuff up. Here we go. Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, sentenced to 5 days in jail for his DUI. He has already served 4 days in jail, so he will serve one more day in jail for his DUI and 3 years of probation, by the way. So, yeah, I guess his wife, Nancy Pelosi, was not able to get him off scot-free. Yeah, he was actually just over the legal limit of a 0.08. Yeah, in his 2021 Porsche Carrera. Yeah, slurred speech and a strong odor of alcoholic beverage. Yeah, he's already served 2 days in jail and 2 other days. So he will now serve one more day. He will also have to attend a 3-month drinking driver class and install an ignition interlock device on his car. A breath sample before the engine will start, and $7,000 in fines, according to the judge. Speaker Nancy Pelosi has declined to comment on her husband's sentencing. Yeah, so 5 days in jail and 3 years of probation. Yikes. A lot of people thought that he might get off scot-free there. Not the case. Let me know your thoughts here on that one. You would think if they're that rich, the Pelosi's are worth like $100 million, they would just get an Uber. Or he would just get an Uber, maybe I should say. I don't know. You would think there'd be some common sense there for that one. But 0.08, that's like right on the legal limit. I don't know how many beers it would take for that. Like, I don't know, a couple beers. But yeah, he got caught and he's gonna pay for it. So let me know your thoughts here on that. Former President Donald Trump continues to blast his own party amid investigations here. He calls for Republican leader of the Senate, Mitch McConnell, to be ousted as the GOP leader immediately. Wow. He's just you would think he'd be trying to like unify the Republican Party right now. He's trying to yikes. I guess, it's just a tough position here, man. Former President Donald Trump yesterday called on Republicans to boot Senator Mitch McConnell from his post as Senate Minority Leader, accusing the senator of being a, quote, pawn for the Democrats. Now, Mitch McConnell's been the Republican leader of the Senate on the Republican side for the longest in history. Trump cited a Wednesday story from the Federalist about McConnell and his wife alleged ties to China in calling for the senator's ousting from his longtime leader's post. The story here says from the Federalist, Trump is right. Mitch McConnell and Elaine Chao spent decades getting, quote, getting rich on China. Yikes. And the headline here says corruption. And it says, for decades, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and his wife Elaine Chao have maintained a glaring conflict of interest, conducting extensive government business despite the Chao family's deep ties to China through a maritime shipping company. Now, former President Donald Trump is calling attention to the top Republicans' problematic China ties, while most of Washington remains silent. Quote, why do Republican senators allow a broken down hack politician Mitch McConnell to openly disparage hardworking Republican candidates for the United States Senate. Trump asked in a Truth Social post, this is such an affront to honor and to leadership. He should spend more time and money helping them get elected and less time helping his crazy wife and family get rich on China. This is the quote from Trump. He goes on to say, quote, Mitch McConnell is not an opposition leader. He is a pawn for the Democrats to get whatever they want. He is afraid of them and will not do what he has to be done. A new Republican leader in the Senate should be picked immediately. Trump also took a dig at his wife, former transportation secretary, who resigned from office one day after the January 6th attack, calling her his, quote, crazy wife. In Wednesday's messages, he called her cuckoo. This names calling stuff is just beyond me, man. Yikes. So, tough thing there. Let me know your thoughts here. Mitch McConnell, sometimes I agree with him a little bit. Sometimes I don't. I think he does a decent job of coming together sometimes for bipartisanship. That's the thing about being a Republican or a Democrat. I'm in the middle. Sometimes I agree with Republicans. Sometimes I agree with Democrats. You have to come together sometimes, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, to sign bipartisan bills. If you don't, which I think that's what Trump is suggesting, to never agree with Democrats. Let me know your thoughts if that's what you're inferring from what he's saying. If you never come together with Democrats and pass bipartisan bills, you would literally never pass a bill ever in the Senate. And I mean, we've talked on this show about how divided Congress is right now and how a lot of bills can't get passed because Republicans and Democrats all vote. We've seen a lot of bills where Republicans all just vote no as a team. And I understand, I can understand the Republicans' point of view, especially because Democrats control the House, the Senate, and the presidency. We've seen this in the past when Republicans controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency. The Democrats did the same thing. Okay, so we do see this a lot when one party controls everything. Okay, the Democrats did the same thing back in 2017. The Republicans controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency underneath former President Donald Trump. So we do see this a lot when one party controls everything. And if the minority party, in this case it's the Republicans, back in 2017 it was the Democrats, don't come together and pass common sense bills for the good of the people, things that the majority of people are for, we would never pass anything. We would never pass anything. It's just, I mean, you can't just, if okay, we'll go back to 2017 here when the Democrats were in the minority and they would come together and pass whatever bill, ABC bill or whatever. You can't then say that Chuck Schumer was a pawn for the Republicans just because he came together and passed the bill with the Republicans. It's just not how things work. You know that you got to come together and pass bills for the good of the American people. That's what Congress does. Let me know your thoughts here. Next up, several states are seeing a surge in women registering to vote following the Supreme Court abortion ruling. We're seeing a record number of women now registering to vote to show up for this midterm election and voice their opinions. An analysis by Target Smart Insights, a Democratic political data and data services firm, found that women are out registering men by significant margins in states where reproductive rights are in danger of being repealed, such as Kansas. I think that's the state that actually put it on the ballot. And the people were actually able to vote instead of the politicians, and it was turned down. Wisconsin and Michigan. In Kansas, women out-registered men by 40%, making 70% of all new registrants women. That's astounding. Earlier this month, voters in the state rejected a proposed amendment. Yeah, here it is. That would have paved the way for the Republican-led state legislature to ban the procedure. So the politicians would have banned it, but instead they put it on the ballot, and it did not happen. However, Kansas was not the only state to see an increase in female voter registration. In Michigan, where battles are taking place over abortion rights, women out-registered men by 8.1% since the Supreme Court's decision in Dobbs versus Jackson, Women's Health Organization, which is the Roe versus Wade prior decision. Last week, a state judge blocked county prosecutors from enforcing a 91-year-old law banning abortion in Michigan, while courts consider a lawsuit seeking to overturn the law. In Wisconsin, where it is now a felony for virtually any abortion to be performed, except in instances where it is needed to save the mother's life, which is a good thing. At least there's that exception. The problem is a lot of these exceptions don't cover all the exceptions for the mother's life, as we've kind of learned here. Women have out-registered men by 15.6% since the Supreme Court decision. In Louisiana, women outpaced men in new registrations by 13% since the decision. In Pennsylvania, women out-registered men by 12%. This isn't just a blue state phenomena. In fact, it is more pronounced in states where choice is more at risk or has been eliminated by the decision. In fact, just today, 3 more states ban abortion as a trigger law effects take effect here today. In Idaho, Tennessee, and Texas will officially join 8 other states that have outlawed abortion through trigger laws, which were set to take effect, designed to take effect immediately or upon quick state action the moment Roe v. Wade no longer applies here today. Idaho, Tennessee, and Texas. Take a listen.
Restrictive trigger laws against abortion are set to take effect today in 3 more states. In Tennessee, nearly all abortions will be outlawed except in cases related to preventing the death or serious injury of a pregnant woman. The law makes no exception for rape or incest. In Texas, the state already has banned abortion with no exceptions for rape or incest. The procedure only can be performed if the mother is having a medical emergency. The state's trigger law, which takes effect today, will toughen the punishment for those involved in a now illegal abortion. Doctors could face life in prison and fines no smaller than $100,000. In Idaho, that state implementing a near total ban with exceptions for rape, incest, or if the mother's life is in danger. Doctors who perform abortions outside of these circumstances could face up to 5 years in prison. But late yesterday, the Biden administration won its first legal victory since the Supreme Court overturned Roe versus Wade, convincing a federal judge to block a portion of that Idaho law, ruling a doctor cannot be punished if he or she performs an abortion to protect the health of a pregnant patient. As of this morning, a total of 14 states have near total abortion bans or bans after 6 weeks of pregnancy. Joining us now, national political reporter at the Washington Post, Caroline Kitchener. Caroline, thanks for being with us this morning. Your piece this morning, 1 in 3 American women already have lost abortion access, with more restrictive laws coming. Put this in some perspective for us, if you could. What are we talking about here, and how quickly has this changed just since the Roe versus Wade decision?
I think what's really struck me in the 2 months since the decision is just how swiftly these laws have come one after the other after the other. We knew that a series of trigger laws were going to take effect right away. But, it's been even more than that. Existing laws that had been on the books, that had been blocked because of Roe, were just swiftly taken away. And we have seen, one after the other, these states moving to ban abortion in the most aggressive way possible. And as you said, now 1 of 3 women in this country is mostly without abortion access 2 months after Roe.
Caroline, what other laws are you hearing about in states that have banned abortion? I know in Mississippi, there was a nonprofit putting up billboards, PSAs essentially, with a website on how women can get the abortion pill. And now that is in contention over whether it's legal for people to even advertise how to go around the state laws.
Well, I think a big question is abortion pills, because what I'm seeing online, what I'm seeing talking to patients is just an overwhelming number of women are turning to the internet and turning to abortion pills that they're obtaining illegally as a way to get around these laws. And I think for Republicans, the next question is going to be, what do we do about that? How do we, basically restrict what people can get online through the mail? That is, what I'm hearing anti-abortion advocates really bring to the top of their list of things that they want to tackle next with new laws.
Yeah, so 1 in 3 women now have this blocked. States have made it illegal based on population. Now 1 in 3 women now it's blocked for them. And the problem here is that some of these states it's blocked even for rape victims. Some of these states have it blocked. Even some of these states have a total block with no exceptions at all, even if the women's life is at risk. Some states have exceptions if the women's life is at risk, but they have it only for the medical condition has to be listed on a list. So we had a story here the other day where the baby was going to be born without a skull, and that was not on the list. So they were going to force that woman to give birth or labor to that baby. This is the problem with these systems, and this is the problem with the whole. And that baby was not viable. There was no chance. Even the doctor said there was no chance. The baby was not viable. You can't be born without a skull. There was just literally yeah. So there's a whole lot of problems with all these. And you can let me know your thoughts here, but this is 1 in 3 women now, population-wise, in the United States are affected by this. That's millions and millions of Americans. So whether you're pro-life or pro-choice, and I get that, it's almost like 50-50 here, and everybody has a different opinion here. Some people are in the middle. Some people are, pro-life. Some people are pro-choice. It's affecting a lot of people. And going forward here, it's we're all over the place. It's just like, and you see here, it's all like southern eastern states here. So like some women can't just like drive over the border to maybe if they're in a medical emergency, or if they're like a victim. Some they might have to go 5 states over, and it's not even an option. So yeah, let me know your thoughts here in the comments. And this is like one of the battles going on here in our country. And we'll see. I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here. Make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. It's completely free to do so. And click the bell icon so you get notifications when we go live. And you can show your support by hitting the thumbs up button. It's completely free to do so. You can click here to watch my newest video on Social Security raises and payments of $2,400 raise coming out here hopefully soon. And here's my newest video on $10,000 on student loans forgiveness that was just approved by Biden here as well. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.